now. Would you be interested? Raise your hand if you're interested. Okay, good, good. Got a good audience today. All you have to do, okay, ready? This is the key to end all suffering. All you have to do is to give up everything you think. You have to give up your own opinions. You have to give up your beliefs. You have to even give up believing in your own name. You have to give all this up. But that's all you have to do. That's it. Give it all up and then you can be happy. Completely happy, free of suffering forever. Adults believe what we think. That's why we suffer. We suffer because we believe the things we think. Think about the things we believe. Why do we believe them anyway? I mean, somebody gave it to us, or somebody instilled that, or we had a lesson, or we, stumbled on something. Why do we believe what we think? I want you to really take that this week and work with it, because it's going to mess with your mind a little bit, I hope. We learned in seminary to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. Yeah, that takes a while. So give up everything you think. Quit believing what you think. What you think, some of the things you think, you're conscious of what you think, but there's so many subconscious. The things we think we're unworthy. We think we're not good enough. We think we're too young or we're too old, or we think we're too big or we're too small, or we think we're, next year or last year, or we think we're unlovable, or we think there's something wrong with us at our core. Those are not true. Give it up. Stop. Just stop it. Then let it go. I felt you stop it, but I felt you grab onto it. Okay, so now let it go. Like, who would I be if I wasn't unworthy? Who would I be if I wasn't not good enough? Who would I be if I wasn't unlovable? Well, I would be free to be me. I would simply be free to discover the truth about who I am, which I am one with God. I am an individualized expression of God, here to make manifest the glory of God. This week we honor a great, great, great soul, Maya Angelou, died this week at the age of 86. Maya was a beloved, amazing woman. She's a poet, a speaker, an author, a civil rights activist, an educator. She lived life fully as a teacher, an activist, an artist, and a human being. She was a warrior for equality, tolerance, and peace. She told the Associated Press last year, 2013, she said, "I'm not modest. I have no modesty. Modesty is a learned behavior." I love that. But I do pray for humility, because humility comes from the inside out. And in honor of Maya, I want to read this poem, Caged Bird, from her first book. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade wind soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. His tune is heard on the distant hill, for a caged bird sings of freedom. It's an autobiography, actually, of Maya's life. She was born and lived a tough life. She was raped and physically and sexually abused at a very, very young age. It was so traumatic to her that she quit speaking for 5 whole years. think from like 7 or 8. For 5 whole years, she never said a word. Her parents divorced in a time when that didn't happen. She was shuttled back and forth between her father and her mother and her grandmother. And eventually she came to a place where she began singing again. She had a son. She was married a couple of times, but she raised a single son. As a single mom, she raised a son. There we go. And as a very young woman, and she worked hard to raise her son. She worked as a prostitute. She worked in a strip club. She was a dancer. She worked in a brothel. She was a madam. She moved from those into being on stage as a singer and a dancer. She was the very first black woman conductor on the streetcars in San Francisco. Took her over a month to get that job because she was dedicated and committed. Her mom said, "You want that job? You go get it." She sat in that office, in that HR office, for a month, 8 to 5 every single day. And they finally offered her the job, and she took it. And she went from there. She was a singer and an actress, and she went on to lead a really full, amazing life beyond all odds. Now, Maya, the reason we're talking about Maya today is because she was a Unity person. She found Unity some 50-some years ago, and we have a clip of her doing an interview with Oprah. This was within the last year. It was in the fall, I think, that this came out. So we're going to show you this clip. Oprah and Maya. Maya met Oprah and kind of raised Oprah back when she was, before Oprah was a star. So let's show this.
You say words are things and that they're so powerful. So what words do you turn to for comfort?
Love. And again, see, I think love is that condition in the human spirit so profound that it allows us to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be the energy which keeps the stars in the firmament.
Yes.
I'm not sure. It may be the energy which keeps the blood running smoothly through our veins. I'm not sure. But it's something beyond the explanation. It can be used for anything you can explain, any good thing you can explain.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you go for solace, for comfort? Are there books that you read? Or when Maya Angelou needs comforting, yeah. What do you use?
I'm a student of Unity. And there's a book called
The
Lessons
Unity Church?
Unity Church.
Mm-hmm.
Maya first discovered the Unity Church in her 20s after her voice coach and mentor, Fred Wilkerson, invited her to a service there. Founded in 1889, Unity is a Christian movement that emphasizes affirmative prayer and education as a path to spirituality.
I took a course in Unity about 2 years ago, online. Not to become a member, a minister, but just to understand more deeply. There's a book called Lessons in Truth.
Wow.
And in the book, there's a line which is, God loves me. And when I came to read it to my then mentor, Frederick Wilkerson, the late Frederick Wilkerson, I read, God loves me. And he said, read it again. And I said, God loves me. He said, read it again. Read it again. And finally, I said, God loves me. It still humbles me that this force, which made leaves and fleas and stars and rivers and you, loves me, Maya Angelou. It's amazing. I can do anything and do it well. Any good thing, I can do it. That's why I am who I am. Yes, because God loves me and I'm amazed at it and grateful for it.
Did you see that tear come down her